Hello there and welcome back, Commanders and Commanderettes. Chesty Puller here with an update video on the latest Shadow Ops Hyway Zealots 70 Shadow Ops bases. In my opinion, they're too difficult for the average player, so I guess it's the Russians' fault. They must have hacked them. So let's get into it. You need almost every minute of the extended time that they give you for this. These are, if you had more time, they really wouldn't be that difficult. You could pick them apart, but because of the amount of damage you'll take if you do these too much of a rush, well, so what I do here is I use a couple of purifiers. And I've split my purifiers up into two different platoons to try to lessen the damage. And yeah, I'm using some other units along with the purifiers, but the purifiers are the key. On the other side, I'm not going to use. I'm just going to use two purifiers and a couple of liberators. As soon as you get one shot off here, retreat your Dina, and you shouldn't take more than 5 minutes worth of damage. I had less than 5 minutes worth of damage on my Dina every time I did this. As long as you retreat it, as soon as you see a shot come out, you only need one shot if you have your Dina properly set up. And then the same thing here, I end attack right here. Sure, you can kill those guys, but I just end attack. And so for this, to try to save time, I'm sending a few units back, and I'm not going to bother repairing them. I'm going to wait till the next time I go back to my base, and that saves me a few minutes, because I like to, have everything repaired, or keep it that way. Now, it's not necessary for me to have my Juggernaut there, so I'm going to just retreat it. I'm just using my purifiers to capture the attention of that Special Forces guy. You'll notice every time I use my purifiers, they don't have long range, so I slightly draw them out before I move in, because that Nightmare has, I think it has something like 1,200 or 1,500 range. It's ridiculous. It has, it's in the middle of the base, and it has an incredible amount of range. I'm just outside of its range right now. If I were to move in even a fraction of an inch, it would shoot at me. And its missiles are pretty fast. So, a couple of ways you can do that. I use the javelins, and it works well for me. You can also, on some of these other sides, like this side right here, you don't need the javelins. You just need Jericho. If you've got HH targeting gold, that's always a big help. I'm using my javelins initially to draw the Special Forces guy out, so that I can keep him occupied with my purifiers while my javelins are taking care of the cleanup on that corner of the base. So I could have used the javelins, but it would have taken longer to take that anti-air out, so I brought in Jericho. That saves a little bit of time. Anything you can to save a little bit of time, that's pretty much the key to this base, is saving time. It really is. So I take out these anti-air guys, and what I'm trying to do is to draw out those Viper X's. But in this case, I got lucky and I drew out this buggy, but it went back. They have only a certain amount of range where they'll get trapped by the preservers. The preservers, they have an awesome ability, and that is to trap units to force them to attack the purifiers. And so I use that a lot to my benefit. You see, once they get near the purifiers, they forget about what they were originally targeting, and then they focus on the purifiers. So we'll send that back. I already sent another unit back before, if you'll remember, and it's repaired, so I don't have to wait for it to show up and so forth. I just bring it back out now, and I'm not going to repair the purifiers right now. I'm going to repair them later if I go back into my base. The reason I have so many, I could put everything into one platoon, but then all the damage would be on one platoon. So this is my strategy to spread out the damage into a smaller amount. Now I haven't killed that other that other bunker yet, so that's the reason that I only brought one purifier out here, because if I had deployed the other one, it would have been deployed right in the range of that bunker, and that I did not want. So I went ahead and sacrificed one of my purifiers and just took a little bit of damage with him. Now that the buggy's gone, it's pretty much the same procedure. Take out the side that has the anti-ground. Draw out the Special Forces guys. They can be drawn out a little bit further because they're closer to the outside of the base. Once they're distracted, you can take out the firebomb cannon and that heavy turret as well. And what I needed was my carry unit, because that's where my so we'll come back here, start the repair on the purifiers. It's a little bit more than 3 right there, so we'll just let it sit there for a second. We'll bring in Kara. Take out that bunker, and then I'll end attack again, and send her back. Now, you may not have time to do this. You may not have time. You might just have to take all the damage. That's just the way I do it. And you'll see that I have time to do that and still have time to give this base away. But my first few attempts at this was basically getting almost done and running out of time and not even being able to give it away. So I've had quite a bit of practice on these, and these are for sure, I think for sure, the most difficult Shadow Ops 70s to date ever. I knew it was a bad sign when they gave us extra time. And I think a lot of people thought, oh great, they're giving us extra time right now. Not me. I thought, yeah, that's not cool at all, because I know what that's going to lead to. So anything that they give you in this game, it's going to be something that you actually need. So yeah, they're not generous in this game, they're greedy. Sometimes those Viper X's just don't come out. You're trying to get them to come out, and they just sit there. But in the meantime, I was taking care of those anti-air guys. I don't know if they have a name. the units that Kixeye has are different than our units. I'm sure that they give them names, but there's certain units that they have that we just can't have. Got my purifiers in here a little bit closer. I don't think I can get much closer than that, but now at this point I should be able to draw out the Viper X's. The closer the purifiers are to the Viper X's, the more chance you have of capturing them like this. And we'll go ahead and capture this other Viper X and get him out of the way. He's just a nuisance is all he is. Okay. Treat those purifiers because they are getting corrosion on them. Now, for me, I have to take out these turrets that throw out the frost, and because the frost slows you down, and you don't want it. You don't want to be slowed down. I just open up the wall a little bit so that I can target that Kixeye Nightmare with the 1500 range, and back and forth like that. It's really a time-consuming thing to get rid of those nightmares. And then I'm going to do it over here on the other side. And on the other side, what I need is to get rid of the I can't remember what they're called, but the frost turrets. That'll slow my Jericho down, and he'll take a lot of damage from those buggies that chase him. He's got to be able to get in and out of there fast. Okay. Again, heading back to my base. You may not want to do that. It's really not necessary. You can go back and have a few minutes worth of damage. Okay, so I need my purifiers here, and I didn't get rid of that nightmare yet, so I brought Jericho over here. I'm going to end attack as soon as I kill the nightmare and send Jericho home. No, I need Jericho. I won't send him home. But I do need to get my purifiers in there, and I'll send some other stuff home. Now those are the purifiers right there that I had already sent back and repaired. I'm going to draw out these two buggies by using Jericho, and then they get trapped on the purifiers, and then we can take them out. Those buggies are pretty strong, and they have good damage-causing abilities. So if you don't use purifiers, you're going to take a lot of damage. You could use something else here, but the only thing that I know that captures the unit's attention like this is the purifiers. And that is a good thing to use if you have a chance, because the purifiers not only capture their attention. You'll notice that other things can be closer, and their attention is just completely captivated by the purifiers, and you can drive right up next to them and shoot them, and they won't shoot you. So And then the other thing about the purifiers is they have such a massive amount of health, and they've got such good armor that you definitely want to, if you're going to have to take damage, you want to take damage on the purifiers. And the third benefit is that the purifiers pack a punch. So all right, 11 damage units, 4 damage platoons. It's free repair, but let's take a look at how much damage. Not too bad on Jericho. Not too bad on the Vindicators. Really good on the Vindicators, actually. Purifiers, free repair. And I got one more set of purifiers. So everything's free repair. Obviously, I did send some units back to my base several times, so it wouldn't have been free repair if I didn't do that. But by doing it this way, it was all free repair. And so hopefully this will help you to be able to do the 70s. It's such a pain to try to do a bunch of 45s. So good luck out there, commanders. We'll see you next time.